to the Coalition of Friends YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and today I am bringing you a review for Scoob. Scoob? Scoob. It has an exclamation point at the end, so I'm gonna assume that's the way you're supposed to say it. But who knows. Let's start with the positives. I genuinely enjoyed this movie. It's not a bad children's animated film. Cough. Trolls World Tour. End cough. It does have some problems, but I'm going to start with the positives. I love how this is done. The aesthetic is upgraded compared to how Cartoon Network has their direct-to-video or DVD or whatever movies that they have, or the shows that they've had. Then it also mixes in the goofiness and wackiness that the original, specifically the original show had. The way Scooby runs, or the way Shaggy runs. It's very aesthetically like that. It knows how absurd it is in a good way, and it commits 100%. And for a younger person, that's going to be very exciting to watch. It'll keep you, enraptured with what's going on. The kids will love what's going on the screen. Tons of bright colors just to keep them busy. For adults, I don't know. If you're a Scooby-Doo fan, you could enjoy this film. If you're not, I'm not sure. I at least liked it. There are adult jokes in there. There's a Tinder joke. I'll say the voice acting, very good. The villain has many a great line that I'm sure the voice actor got to have just a bunch of fun with. Now this movie is very Shaggy and Scooby centric. They are our main characters. And what does that mean for everyone else? Well, they're supporting. Velma, Daphne, Fred included, even though they are part of the team, the gang, they're just not as important to this film. I think Velma, of those three, got to do the most. She's the one that's investigating stuff, researching. At least Gina Rodriguez got to say a lot more lines. Amanda Seyfried as Daphne. She's fine. She was a good Daphne. She got her part with the robot. If you've seen the movie or will see the movie, you'll understand. But Fred is where this movie falls short for me, because I don't like this Fred. Be it that Zac Efron is voicing him, that's not good enough for me. The movie drives on its nostalgia of its previous iterations, be it television shows or direct-to-video films, that it doesn't give you a buffed out character for everyone else. Fred loves his car and holds one clue in his jacket. That's what he does in the movie. He's more there for comic relief. Daphne gets her stuff, but you don't really get a fleshed out sense of her character. They don't have an arc. The people who get an arc are Shaggy and Scooby, of course, they're the main characters, and then Blue Falcon, voiced by Mark Wahlberg. But it was that lack of building out everyone that just didn't interest me when we were going to Fred, Daphne, and Velma's side. I liked the mystery and them figuring out more of what's going on, but I just didn't care. But there's never been a film, an animated film that's made for children, that your villain has to scream out his name, which is Dick, but he has to prolong how long he says that name. And to me, very enjoyable. It's so funny. It's stupid, but it's funny stupid, because it's bad. Fred does have one hilarious line that I really love. When you see it, it calls out masculinity stuff and everything. It's just very good writing in that joke. Pacing-wise, I don't think I have an issue for it. There's always something happening. Every scene pretty much has a purpose to further the plot or the mystery itself. So I can't negate Velma, Daphne, and Fred's stuff, because that is integral to figuring out things that are happening on the other side. Like they're both going on their separate stories and then they will converge at some point and all the information will be given to everyone. But it just seemed to me that Velma, Daphne, and Fred stuff was more for the audience's sake and not for the characters. I would have rather had them done something more than what they did for like half of the movie. Once something happens to them and puts them in a more tense position of where they were before, then I cared about them. But before that, I really didn't care. Okay, I'm going to talk about the best thing in the movie and the worst thing in the movie. Best thing is a montage that uses the original theme song from the TV show to have them age. I think it could be basically the same way that the original was, like the original theme song and like what they showed in that theme during that theme song. I believe it's kind of the same way, or at least like shot for shot, same thing. Though they are starting from young, going to 10 years from then. So I really, really dug that. I think that was so smart. Have your classic Scooby-Doo song. The worst thing, and I'm going to call out the animators and the writers because they should know how phones work. Young Shaggy has a phone that he uses that you can see on the main page, has your cell phone app and everything else. But specific apps are like 80s, 90s, 1000s, 60s. They are an app for legit specific decades of music. And it blew my mind that they animated this instead of just having him on, say, an app like Spotify or an Apple Music app. Something like that, where he just hits next and it's another lonely song. Hits next and it's another lonely song. The joke works still, but for someone who notices things in movies, that was really egregiously annoying to me because you can animate that better. Not saying that it was a bad job, it's just poor attention to detail in what they were doing. And it's really nitpicky, I know, but it stood out to me and it was stupid. So in the end, this is a 7 out of 10 for me, for the purposes of just the negatives didn't really outweigh the positives. It's not a perfect film, does have its problems, mostly in the characterization part, and children will like it, adults, 50-50 chance on that. If you do have any movie recommendations, just leave them down in the comments below. I'm going to try to look at those and maybe review one of those. Also in the comments down below, let me know what you thought about Scoob. If you've watched it, what did you think about it? If you won't watch it, why? Is it because you have to pay for it, not seen it in the theater? Etc, etc, etc. But thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to see more of my reviews, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!